Hey vinyl community, it's Austin here, and I just got back from the Houston Record Convention. I'm going to show you some of the stuff I got, if I can take this price tag off. There we go. So I'm going to show you a couple of the things I got. One thing, three things really right here. I don't know if you can really tell what they are, but I'll show those last. But those are the highlights. This was one thing. Sweet City Woman by the Stampeders. A kind of underrated 70s album on Bell. This is a very clean copy. It's kind of cool. That was only a couple bucks, and I know I have some friends that really like that song, surprisingly. I mainly got that for them. What else? This, I'm sure, is like commonplace to a lot of you, but I've never seen this album in person. I guess because it's probably his most popular album, maybe. But this is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. This is probably my favorite Elton John album. My favorite song by him is Street Kids, which is off Rock of the Westies. But I think consistently either this or Honky Chateau is my favorite. I was lucky enough to see him in concert. He was my first concert I ever went to, him and Billy Joel, and I saw him again on the Farewell Yellow Brick Road show, which was pretty extraordinary. There's the MCA label. It's not clean by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. It'll do for a couple bucks, especially since I've just never really seen it. Another one I never see, Johnny Cash at San Quentin. Now, I got the At Folsom Prison reissue box set for Record Store Day last year, but I've always wanted At San Quentin because one of my favorite Johnny Cash songs is him doing San Quentin at San Quentin. So there's the Columbia label. Pretty sweet. And another one I never see. We have Fresh Cream on Atco. Cream's debut album from 1966. This one's pretty beat up, but just never seen it in the wild. I'm not sure which pressings these are. I put them all into Discogs, but none of those are worth, notably any large amount of money. Clockwork Orange soundtrack, which the soundtrack to this movie I think is very underrated. And there's the Warner Brothers green label. It's kind of dark. Move this light. See it a little better. But yeah, pretty good, decent copy of that. I've already got that, so I'll probably just give this one to a friend because it was only a couple bucks. But great movie, great soundtrack. Canned Heat live in concert in Europe. I think this is either live 1970 or 1969. I'm not sure. It's pretty weighty record. It's by United Artists. The B-side. But it's got a bunch of covers and some originals. I had never heard of this Canned Heat live album, but I found it there for a few bucks, got it, because I absolutely love Canned Heat and Howlin' Blind Owl Wilson is a very underrated guitarist. Van Halen's debut album. This one, again, by no stretch of the imagination, is a great copy. It's got tape on the sides, all sorts of beat up, but the vinyl's in okay shape. Okay enough for me to buy it. It'll play. And again, a record I don't have. This one I do have, but this was only a few bucks, and they're difficult to pass up because you can always give them to friends and whatnot. This is Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs by Derek and the Dominoes. On Polydor. This one's a pretty beat up copy, so I'll probably be giving that one away and keeping my other one. I want to get the Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab version of that, but I haven't seen that pop up anywhere. We have, if I can get it out of here, Free's debut album. Just like the Van Halen one, it's taped, but just an album I never see. And the vinyl's actually in really good shape. Those kind of gold A&M record labels. Free, very underrated band if you like blues rock, heavy blues rock, Bad Company. It's pretty great. This is a band called Elephant Stone. I listened to them a lot in 2013, their debut album, which I've got somewhere back there. This is, I think, their second or third album, and I haven't heard it. Apparently it goes for pretty cheap, which leads me to believe it's probably not that great. Came out on white vinyl. It's pretty cool looking labels there that carry this weird, like, snake flower theme from the album cover. This one I've been looking for forever. This is Danny Kirwan from Fleetwood Mac. Early Fleetwood Mac. 68 to 72? Something like that. He played on a lot of, probably my favorite era of Fleetwood Mac. Peter Green era, and then my second favorite era, the Bob Welch era. I don't know, DJM Records. I've never heard of this label, but yeah, so Danny Kirwan, his solo album, which I have not listened to, so I can't tell you if it's any good or not, but he is a very underrated guitarist, so I'm pretty stoked on this. This is also a demonstration, not for sale, like a promo kind of copy, so that's kind of cool. Yet another thing I've been after forever. This one, I've been listening to Space Age Love Song by Flock of Seagulls for the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I've just listened to that song on repeat. And I've tried finding this in record stores, never could find it. And finally found this at the record fair for a few bucks. Bought it. This is on Jive. Get it up. Jive Records. Again, I don't know if this one's a first press or what, but it sounds great. Know that. Yeah, Flock of Seagulls are kind of an overlooked new wave artist. I feel like everyone knows Iran and Space Age Love Song, but not a lot of their other stuff, which is also pretty damn good. And then the last regular thing before we get into these big three. Got Sticky Fingers, a functional zipper. This is my favorite Stones album by a long shot. Trying to figure out. I think this album is pretty much perfection, I would say. I'd give this one probably a 10 out of 10, and that's probably one of this and maybe Layla, another assorted love songs, and Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness by Smashing Pumpkins are probably the only perfect albums I've ever heard. So, I mean, this one's just leagues ahead of most other albums you'll ever hear. So, yeah, Sticky Fingers by the Rolling Stones. And then these last three. I'll go in chronological order. I saw these on a bootleg website the other day and was stoked that I realized they existed, but they did not have them in stock on the website. They were, I think, $30 each. And I was kind of devastated. Couldn't find them on Discogs, couldn't find them on eBay, couldn't find them anywhere. Only found them on this one bootleg site. And they were all on black vinyl. So I thought, man, I'm never going to see these out in the wild. Walked into the record fair, walked straight ahead was the box of K's and L's, and I started flipping through it, and these were the first 3 records that I got. So this is Led Zeppelin 2, which I know it's hard to pick up, but it's like a foil cover. So, and there's the back. So we got Led Zeppelin 2 on red vinyl with a little black swirl in there. Which I wish there was a better way to kind of show you. But I mean, it's crazy. So we have Led Zeppelin 2. And they're all kind of smudgy from my fingers on the foil cover. Led Zeppelin 3. Again, let me do that. So you can see it's just a reflective, awesome cover. Led Zeppelin 3 on blue translucent vinyl with the kind of red and plum Atlantic labels. And then, last but certainly not least, we have Led Zeppelin 4, which again is kind of difficult to show. Not easy to to show these off. So there's the front. There's the back. I guess they're on like silver foil. Here's the label, the Atlantic label. And it's just like 3. It's on translucent blue. So the ones I found on that website, on the bootleg site, were all on black vinyl, but they were the same covers. So I have no idea where these came from, you know, when they were released, how much they're worth, anything. I found them there for, these were $30 a piece, and I've never seen any of them like it, but they are absolutely beautiful. Like, I really don't know how well that's picking up or coming across, but I hope you can kind of see. I mean, it's crazy. So it's cool to have these Zeppelin boots. My AC is kicking on, dang it. But, give me a second. So it's really cool to find those. I'm not entirely sure anything about them. If you know anything about these 3 releases, or any of those kind of silver foil Led Zeppelin bootlegs, please let me know, because I have tried scouring the internet for any information and I can't find anything. So yeah, if you know anything about those, let me know. And yeah, this is what I got, and hope you dug it. Later.